Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Alexa Bliss reportedly frustrated with WWE creative, backstage talk on her status. Alexa Bliss has been off WWE TV since the Women's Elimination Chamber match on February 19, and there's still no solid word on when she will be back, but it's no secret within WWE that she has been frustrated. While Bliss returned at WWE Elimination Chamber following a series of vignettes that came after she'd been sidelined for months, Fightful Select now reports that there was still no substantial creative direction for Bliss when she was brought back to work the Elimination Chamber. Bliss reportedly voiced displeasure over her lack of creative direction in the days following Elimination Chamber, and this was known by talent, creative writers, and higher-ups. Bliss was reportedly willing to work WrestleMania 38, but she obviously was not used, and was not in Texas for the big event. Word is that there were pitches made for Bliss to get involved in the match between Becky Lynch and new Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, but those ideas were quickly shot down. It wasn't clear if the pitches came from Bliss herself or from someone on the WWE creative team. It was noted that by the end of February, it was pretty well determined that Bliss would not be on the WrestleMania card. The priority of booking Bliss reportedly shifted significantly after the vignettes aired in the lead-up to Elimination Chamber. Bliss was said to be very transparent about being frustrated over the fact that nothing of substance has been booked for her after returning from a lengthy hiatus. There was talk that Bliss had voiced her frustration directly to WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon. It was recently reported that Bliss is still listed internally as the number 2 babyface on the Raw Women's roster behind Belair. Despite the internal listing in the depth charts, there's still no signs of plans to bring her back anytime soon, but anything is possible. Bliss and singer Ryan Cabrera tied the knot on April 9 in Palm Desert, California, and have been on their honeymoon. Veteran wrestler reportedly gone from WWE. Veteran pro wrestler KUSHIDA has reportedly left WWE. There was some speculation on KUSHIDA's status after his profile was moved from the WWE NXT roster to the official WWE alumni roster yesterday evening, but now word is that he is no longer with the company. There's no confirmation on what led to KUSHIDA's departure as of this recording, but Fightful Select notes that his deal expired, but it remains to be seen whether or not a new contract was offered. At least one source thought the departure was related to a budget cut, but that has not been confirmed. After successful runs in Japan and North America, WWE signed KUSHIDA in April 2019. He recently worked with Ikemen Jiro as the Jacket Time tag team, but found little success there. KUSHIDA leaves WWE as a one-time former NXT Cruiserweight champion. KUSHIDA last wrestled on the March 25 edition of NXT Level Up, as he and Jiro came up short against Idris Anofi and Malik Blade. His last singles bout came on the March 15 NXT 2.0 episode, where he was defeated by a debuting A-Kid. Jacket Time lost to Haaland and Joe Gacy on the February 25 NXT Level Up. KUSHIDA lost to Anofi on the Level Up premiere on February 18, and Jacket Time came up short against MSK on the January 25 NXT show, which was a first-round match in the 2022 Men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. KUSHIDA's last win as a tag team bout against the Grizzled Young Veterans on the December 14 NXT episode. The belief within WWE is that KUSHIDA is going to be returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling at some stage in June, following his WWE departure, according to Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio. Meltzer added that his deal actually finished this week. He also added that it is probably the case that he will be making a return to New Japan. It was also not a secret to the company that he was not going to stay. No official dates or announcements have been made regarding that. However, the company does have its Dominion show on June 12th. Big title change on last night's WWE Raw. Theory is your new WWE United States Champion. Last night's WWE Raw saw Theory defeat Finn Balor to capture the title. Theory won the match clean by pinfall. After the match, Theory stood tall with the title until Otis, Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, T-Bar, Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews all hit the ring to celebrate with him. Aziz and T-Bar lifted Theory on their shoulders and then paraded him around the ring to mixed reactions from the crowd. The legendary No Chance music then hit, and out came WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon to the stage. Mr. McMahon motioned for the crowd to give it up for Theory and then applauded as Theory came to the stage to take a selfie with him. Vince finally raised Theory's arm in the air with the title to end the segment. This is Theory's first title reign on the main roster. Balor began his reign back on the February 28 Raw show by defeating Damian Priest. He held the strap for 48 recognized days. Balor won the title from Damian Priest back on the February 28 Raw, and while he has defended the title at non-televised WWE live events, this was his first TV title defense. Rhea Ripley and others react to major heel turn on WWE Raw. Rhea Ripley finally turned on her tag team partner Liv Morgan on this week's Raw. The turn happened after Ripley and Morgan lost to Sasha Banks and Naomi, failing to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. In the early stages of the match, Ripley appeared to have the match won after crushing Banks with a riptide on the barricade outside of the ring and hitting another riptide on Naomi inside the ring. However, Banks was able to break up the pin. After taking out Morgan, the Boss and Glow connection delivered some tandem offense on Ripley to secure the victory for their team. After the match, Ripley blamed Morgan for the loss before dishing out a riptide on her former partner. While delivering a beatdown on Morgan, Ripley also broke out a sadistic smile. In a backstage interview after her heel turn, Ripley said she doesn't owe an explanation to anyone. As noted earlier, Ripley has been rumoured to join Edge's stable on Raw. With Ripley turning heel, there's a realistic possibility of the Nightmare aligning herself with the WWE Hall of Famer and Damian Priest. Did Ezekiel pass the lie detector test on WWE Raw? Ezekiel was not lying after all. On this week's Raw, the newest superstar on the Red brand passed a lie detector test conducted by Chad Gable to prove that he is, in fact, Elias's younger brother. After passing the test, Ezekiel proceeded to defeat Gable via disqualification in his Raw debut match. Quote, "Nothing feels better than speaking the truth, and Zeke was speaking the truth tonight. It felt great," Ezekiel said after Raw. "This is my first ever match in WWE, and I was so excited to be out there and feel what that felt like. It was a dream come true. I was out there having a blast. I was about to tap Chad out with the Zeke lock, but Otis had to run in and mess the whole thing up. Yeah, I got the W, but it doesn't quite feel right, not yet." Another thing that got me so amped up, I went out there and asked everybody who wants to hear Zeke speak, and the place lit up. That felt so good. I could hear them go, "Speak, speak, speak," and Zeke wants to speak because Zeke speaks the truth. As expected, Ezekiel passing the lie detector test left Kevin Owens infuriated. It appears WWE is building towards a one-on-one match between Ezekiel and Owens at the upcoming WrestleMania Backlash Premium Live event. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.